Now I'm able to apply a lot of body weight on him by putting most of my weight heavy on the right side. As we focus on our finish, we're taking our right elbow up towards the sky, and that's the submission. And you're gonna use this grip to extend, push, 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 until your partner's hands separate. 3 great attacks from the top of the mounted position. Now the mount is considered, of course, in Jiu-Jitsu, one of the very best places you can be, but understanding what are your optimal attacks from the top, that's a little bit of a different story. There are Kata gatame, Juji gatame, and the triangle, okay? So whenever we're here in the mounted position, one of our core objectives is to get a strong underhook underneath our partner's arm to be able to expose this arm and take them out of a solid lockdown position where their elbows are inside. There's nothing worse than being in the top of the mounted position where you've done all the work to get here and your partner's elbows are in nice and strong and their arms are in nice and strong, and you're sitting up here, you're trying to use your hands to strip your partner's arms, and they're bumping you, bridging you, and your hands are going to the floor, and before you know it, they're kipping and framing, and that's no good. So what we want to do is we don't usually want to play up high for too long. We're going to take a grip on our partner's wrist. You can use one hand or 2 hands, and we're going to just start to drive our partner's arm out in this direction in the same way that we would if we were setting up an Americana lock. So we're just going to take our arms out and pin our partner's wrist in this way. Second hand, we're going to come through and we're going to embrace our partner's head. So if we feel like our partner's head is really glued down towards the mat here, we're going to dig our hand through beneath the base of their spine here, right beneath the base of their skull. So don't just, if his head is glued down here, don't try to run up here into this top position. We're going to come through underneath. We'll turn our hand palm up, snake our hand through, and then from here, we now have a strong position. We're just going to double up this grip in this fashion here, so we've got a good secure grip on our partner's wrist. Then we're going to take our arm out, that's going to be the left hand, and we're going to place it through underneath. If he's really gluing his arm down here, that's fine. We'll start by entering in with the fingers. We're going to finger walk until we get our partner's elbow up towards the sky. Then we're going to shrug, we're going to move our partner's arm across their to their jaw and dig our right hand nice and deep. We're going to put our head by the side of our partner's ear, bring our head all the way down to the mat. This is going to help us close the circuit so that our partner can't escape this elbow too easily. If we lock our hands early and we don't have our head in place, plus there's just going to circle his arm out, frame out. Now from here, we've had a good underhook, but no Kata gatame finish. So once we close the circuit and get our head down, now it's all about positioning our elbows wide enough so as we dismount, pummel our leg out, we're not at risk of getting bridged out too far in this direction. We're going to drop our hips, keep our elbows wide, and then as we focus on our finish, we're taking our right elbow up towards the sky, and that's the submission. Okay, don't make the mistake of just trying to sit there and squeeze, 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 bring your elbows together. You want to have wide elbows and a rotational finish whenever you go to hit your Kata gatame. Now, Kata gatame is great, but sometimes it's difficult to get your partner's arm up in this position where you've got your other arm controlling your partner's head. So when we're here, anytime we feel like we can't get our partner's arm up and the elbow is away from the body, but we just can't get their elbow up as high as we'd like, no problem. We're going to take our knee and slide it forward. So as we feel our partner really resisting keeping that elbow down here, we're going to bring our knee up so that it goes high above the line of our partner's shoulders. Then we're going to switch our feet. So we can't stay in this position. You can see there's a lot of space here right by the ankle and by the knee. So we're going to take our arm, we're going to gather up our partner's other arm, and then we're going to switch our base, passing our leg through so that our heel goes towards our partner's head. Now I'm able to apply a lot of body weight on him by putting most of my weight heavy on the right side. Okay, this left leg is on the floor, but it's not tucked in and sitting back. Okay, this makes it too easy for your partner to come up on top of you. So you're going to be driving everything down. You're going to move your head out in this direction. You can even put your hand down on the floor if you're worried about falling up over the top. Then we're going to take our leg up over our partner's head, come back, and now we can sit down. When you sit down, don't lie down. You want to stay in a position where your head is over your partner's hands. And now we can start to deal with the problem of locked hands. There are a lot of different ways of doing this. One very simple way is for you to take your foot, the one that's down here by your partner's ribs, and place it on your partner's bicep at their elbow. And you're going to use this grip to extend, push, push, push until your partner's hands separate. Now from here, we'll take our legs into position where we're ready to start to finish. You've got a nice, strong Juji gatame. Finally, same situation where we have a control of our partner's head and our partner's arm, and we are working our way into a position where we get that arm flat. As we saw previously, when his arms are in here, initially, we're going to be looking to drive that arm down. We're going to look to hug our partner's arm here. And what we were trying to do previously when we were working off the, for Kata gatame was get this arm underneath. Sometimes your partner's arm is locked down so hard that you can't get it up off the mat. You can't even really reach it to do the pass off that we saw in the first technique. So we're gonna take our knee, bring it over the top to pin our partner's arm down here. Then we're gonna gather up our partner's head. We can take our arm, underhook, draw our partner's body up off of the floor, and then we're gonna do the same action that we did with our Juji gatame to pivot and take our leg up high. Now it's just a matter of freeing our left leg. You can finish from the top, or as your partner drives up into you, you can fall backwards, cross your feet, and now here you are on the trap triangle. We'll give a little bridge, make a little adjustment here, and now you're ready to go with your figure four in the triangle. So these are 3 very high percentage moves from the top position when you get to the mount. It's always better to focus on higher percentage techniques, things that are going to deliver results in a wide variety of contexts, instead of lower percentage techniques where you might get it, but you might not. Partner might end up bridging you off, fighting you for grips, and you lose the position. Thank you so much for watching. Down below, we have links for all sorts of things that we've been up to, including videos and instructionals and all sorts of good stuff like that. If you have questions, you can also put them down there. We welcome them. Thank you so much for watching.